So Game Pass this August has a ton of awesome games to check out. My name is Sunny, and we're going to have to start with one of the bigger surprises to drop, and that is Assassin's Creed Mirage, a game that returns to its classic roots, really digging deep into that stealth and parkour that we've come to love with the series, mixed in with the awesome RPG elements, and a story that sees you following a young street thief who gets drawn into a conflict with the Order of Ancients. Now, the story has been described to be kind of like so-so, really nothing crazy good, but the gameplay is still solid, though the open world is, rather small than maybe other Assassin's Creed games. Either way, though, if you're looking for a more recent Assassin's Creed game that dropped not too long ago, and it's got some pretty awesome gameplay, you're going to enjoy this one when it drops on August 7th. So the game Rain World drops on a Game Pass. This is a well-loved 2D survival platformer where you play as a slug cat trying to survive a post-apocalyptic world. Now, the pixel art for me, I gotta say, is top-notch, but what made this game really loved by 35,000 overwhelmingly, positive reviews is the gameplay itself, which has a focus on exploration, surviving, and finding food and evading extremely dangerous predators. Now, the AI in this game is relatively smart, and the environments really pop out and it really comes alive. If you're into platformers with a really tough difficulty because that AI is so good, because this has been reported to be a pretty frustrating game at times, Rain World is definitely one you're going to want to play when it heads to Game Pass, which I think it heads to Game Pass today. Now, the game Aliens Fireteam Elite heads to Game Pass. This is a title that dropped some years ago and is well liked because it's one of those team up shooters where you play with yourself and two other players as you battle a wave of these iconic xenomorphs from the movies. The game really brings that fast-paced gun action shooting, and of course working together is paramount to really beating the levels. There is a ton of different upgrades and things that you can unlock as you go, but as you know, with mostly these standard team up survival co-op games, it's really just fun to just jump in, let loose, not think too much, and shoot down a ton of aliens. Aliens Fireteam launches on Game Pass on August 12th. Now we have the game Nine Kings coming to Game Pass. This is a fast-paced roguelike kingdom builder with deck building and auto battling all in one, and I feel like that's a lot of crazy stuff, but the thing with this game is the gameplay has you placing cards on a 3x3 grid, building your kingdom and trying to create combos that has you trying to beat your enemies, and when you win, you collect the cards from these defeated kings, and the gameplay loop continues on and on. It's a highly addicting one. This game just came out just a few months ago in early access, and it already has over 10,000 very positive reviews. This one's coming to PC Game Pass on August 14th. So I quickly wanted to highlight a couple games already out now. Descenders Next, the extreme sports title, has already landed on Game Pass, is on cloud, console, and PC, and the game He Is Coming is an RPG auto battler. It's on PC and is available to play. These games dropped some weeks ago on Game Pass, and I wanted to just quickly highlight them. And with that, we have a handful of games that are already on Game Pass, but they're coming to Game Pass Standard, starting with Citizen Sleeper 2, the dice-driven RPG. Then we have Lonely Mountain, the snow riding game, which now you can play up to 8 players via cross-platform. We have MechWarrior 5 Clans, and of course this game's all about just mech action, some awesome action, mech action, and finally one of the more underrated franchises in Orcs Must Die Death Trap, the one tower defense game that I kind of recommend to everyone out there. All these games are joining Game Pass Standard on August 6th. Alright, one of the first games that's dropping this August on Game Pass is Farming Simulator 25. This is the game you want to play if you're looking for something to spend at least a few dozen hours into, and trust me guys, the game knows really how to keep you hooked with tools to really pave your way to a full-blown farming empire. And before you know it, you're spending thousands of in-game dollars on high-tech tractors, livestock, growing massive fields of crops. There's really something super satisfying about watching your farm grow, and the game gives you complete control over how you manage everything. And compared to previous games, Farming Simulator 25 seems to be a lot more polished. There's upgraded graphics, the weather, lighting is even more, just adds to the atmosphere, and the gameplay can be really deep with this one. If you're looking for a good game to play this August, Farming Simulator 25 is out right now. So you happen to be a big football fan like I am. I'm a big Chicago Bears fan. Madden NFL 26 is getting a 10-hour trial through EA Play starting August 11th. That means if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can jump and play the latest Madden and see what it's all about. So something really cool is happening with Senua's Saga's Hellblade 2. It's getting an enhanced version this August. Honestly, it's a perfect time to play it if you haven't already, or replay it if you did. I know some people call it really like a walking sim, but trust me, it's way more than that. The story hits really hard. The voices in her head make it feel really real, and you just get that atmosphere of feeling like you're in the game yourself. It's got better graphics, graphics, better performance. It has that now creepy rot mode making a return, so it's definitely a great way to experience. If you already played the original, this enhanced version really gives you a reason to go back as well. This one's coming to Game Pass on August 12th. So we got a new game coming to Game Pass called The Herd Lane. It honestly looks really charming. You play as a shepherd guiding your herd through these beautiful, peaceful mountain landscapes, but it's not all chill. There'll be some tricky paths, there'll be enemies, and a lot of obstacles in your way. It's one of those games where you have to use your head and not your fist. The art style is super minimalistic here, but it adds that calming vibe to the whole experience. If you're looking for a relaxing but meaningful game, this one will be worth checking out when it comes to Game Pass on August 21st. So we are getting the brand new remake of the classic Gears of War game, and I gotta say I'm really hyped about it, not because it's just a remaster, but it's a full-on remake of the original Gears. It's got that intense cover-based shooting, the chainsaw lancer, the dark atmosphere. It's all coming back, but way sharper and smoother. On top of that, we're also getting all the post-launch content for the original title, including the bonus campaign act, the multiplayer acts, new characters. So if you played the original, this is going to feel more like maybe like a nostalgic trip, but either way, in every single way, it's going to be, you know, a really good one. If you haven't played it, kind of like I haven't, I know some people were a little surprised by that, you're going to be playing one of the best third-person shooters that's ever been made, and I finally get to experience it. So Gears of War Reloaded is set for Game Pass on August 26th. And so we're about to get that real first look at Black Ops 7. We're going to get some gameplay because at the Xbox Showcase in June, we only got a teaser. It looks like we're going to see it during Gamescom opening night live on August 19th. That's just around the corner, and it's going to be the big kickoff for the event. The entry is in fact the first ever back-to-back sequel for the Call of Duty franchise, and according to Geoff Keighley, I think that's his name, this reveal will be massive to start the show, so we'll be looking forward to this one. And speaking of reveals, we're getting our first look at Battlefield 6, and it's making a full-on return to the action-packed, all-out warfare fans have loved, including myself. EA and Battlefield Studios pulled back the curtain during a global multiplayer reveal event, recently showing off the game's massive scale and that new and returning multiplayer modes, and even a glimpse of the single-player campaign. The game is launching on October 10th on all major platforms, including Xbox Series X and S, and honestly, it's shaping up to be a big one. What's even better though is that the open beta starts really soon with 2 weekends of action from August 9th to 10th and then August 14th to the 17th, and this is being called Battlefield's biggest beta yet, so it's a perfect chance to jump in and see what the next generation's all about. I know I'm extremely hyped. I've actually been playing Battlefield 2042 this whole time, so I am going to be jumping into this one. Now, a disappointing bit of news is that Subnautica 2, easily one of the more exciting up-and-coming open-world survival games, is going to be delayed, especially since it was coming to Game Pass too, so that makes it for me extra disappointing. The full release though is planned for 2026, and at some point we'll get an early access version of it sometime this year. But yeah, this early access version I think's also been delayed too, and what makes it worse is all the drama is surrounding kind of like the development team. Some of the key members, including Cleveland, the guy who directed the original game, were let go by the publishers, and it's got a whole new team on board. Early access is expected to come sometime next year though, so I don't know, there's a whole lot of crap going on with this one, so hopefully we get to see the game and hopefully it plays and, you know, it's just as good as the original. We do have some good news though. The highly anticipated city building survival game Frostpunk 2 has a release date for Xbox consoles that's coming to Game Pass as well. It's already been doing exceptionally well on PC, with players praising its brutal atmosphere. You know, there's even more dilemmas and the deep city building mechanics. Now console players like myself can finally experience what all the hype is all about. You'll be managing a frozen city in a collapsing world, balancing resources, navigating political tension between factions, and making impossible choices to keep everyone alive around you. It's complex, the game's emotional, and it's absolutely perfect for fans of the thoughtful survival strategy game. Frostpunk 2 arrives on consoles on Xbox on Game Pass on September 18th. So Grounded 2 recently dropped on Xbox and PC on Game Pass on July 29th, and before players like myself have even finished exploring the backyard adventures, Obsidian is already teasing what's next. The studio released a full early access roadmap. It looks like there's a lot of exciting content on the way for fall and winter of 2025 and then summer of 2026 and beyond. You can see that full roadmap on the website as well. I'm going to highlight some of the exciting content coming soon. There's a new boss called AXL, some kind of like mechanical monster along with an expanded area. There's themed armor, weapons, and furniture. Then by winter, we'll see the return of a fan favorite features like playground mode and Peep R, plus new enemies, toys, tools, and even a ladybug buggy. The next summer, things are going to get aquatic with water bases, water bugs, zip lines, and even some sort of boat buggy. They're all in the works, and that's just scratching the surface. Obsidian is clearly going all in with the major new expansions, bosses, and features really planned well into the future. I've gotten to pour a ton of hours. I'm pretty much on day one. I got really far playing it on the very hardest difficulty, and the game is just like no other survival game out there. It's a ton of fun and something I just couldn't recommend more. And with that, we have the games leaving August 15th. It's just a couple of games. As always, you get to save 20% if you want to purchase these before they leave.